Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here, New Life Pentecostal Church, Albany, Georgia. I want to talk to us about the 5 remonstrances of Arminianism. This is Jacob Arminius. And it was kind of a response. It was actually not just Jacob Arminius, it was 46 scholars that met at The Hague in 1610, talking about all kinds of religious controversies. And it's kind of the only response or rebuttal to TULIP, which TULIP would be Reformation teaching. So I try to give both sides of this issue, which is total depravity and unconditional election, limited atonement, irresistible grace, and the perseverance of the saints. And that remains the heart of Calvinism and Reformed thinking to this day. Presbyterianism, many Baptists are getting into it, all of this. So here's kind of the rebuttal to that. And the first is conditional election. That it's not unconditional election. Unconditional election says that if God, from eternity past, said you're going to be saved, that you're going to be saved even if you don't want to be saved. You're going to be saved. Conditional election, and there's several things, we may go into a deeper study of this sometime. Conditional election would say no, that election, that the gospel is available to all, but only those who respond to it are elected. So it's the difference between unconditional election and conditional election. Second, in response to limited atonement, is the doctrine of unlimited atonement, that Jesus Christ died for all, that God so loved the world, that there's several scriptures in the New Testament that seem to indicate that Jesus, and do indicate that Jesus died for everybody. If Christ died for all, then we're all dead, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, 1 Timothy 2:6, and that he died for all. So Jesus died for all, where TULIP, Calvinism would say he just died for the elect. Dave Hunt has books out on this, but not a lot. It's shocking sometimes how little there is on free will, Arminianism, and even in people who don't believe in God, people who believe in a evolutionary mindset, they have a battle between, are you predetermined based on evolutionary factors and hardwired DNA to act a certain way? And if you're hardwired to do that, then how can society really punish you? And so they're having a debate in evolutionary circles between free will and predestination as well. Thirdly is deprivation. So like in TULIP, the very first point is total depravity. This would just be deprivation, that yes, we're depraved, yes, we're horrible sinners, yes, we have a sinful nature, but there is enough in us to somehow make a choice for God. And when you hear people talk about total depravity, it's hard not to say, yeah, man's totally depraved. But at the same time, there's choice. And then you get into the justice of God, choice and the justice of God. And then the fourth point of TULIP is irresistible grace, the 5 remonstrances of Arminius. And of these 46 theologians would be resistible grace, that God's grace can indeed be resisted. And then the fifth is, the P is perseverance of the saints, is you can never be lost, ever. You cannot be lost once you're saved. And this is where in the Baptist church you have that colloquial saying, once saved, always saved. A lot of times people said the Baptists in America did away with the first 4 points of Calvinism, kept the 5th. In the UK, they kept all 5. Whereas in the remonstrances, it would be assurance and a security that nobody can take you out of the Father's hand, obviously, but you can choose to leave. So I just thought I would give the 5 remonstrances of Arminius. We may talk further at length about this. There's not even really good places on the internet that list them succinctly. They try to just expound on them. I've seen a list that's fantastic, succinct list of what it, just 3 or 4 words for each one. So anyhow, God bless. I'll talk with you later in Jesus' name.